Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas. When you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to today's broadcast of Section 7 AA playoff baseball action here. It's a simulcast on WCMP 106.5 FM, AM 1350, and, of course, 95.5 FM, KBEK. We're putting it on both because we got the Pine City Dragons hosting the Milaca Wolves here in the first round of the Section 7 AA playoffs here in Pine City. Set for a 11 o'clock first pitch. We're just getting the officials meeting right now, the umpires meeting, with the head coaches out there for both of these teams, and then we will be set to go here between the Wolves and the Dragons. It should be a good one here. Looking at the section matchups here, Pine City got the number 4 seed, and Milaca Faith Christian got the number 13 seed here in these playoffs. But again, as I've said before regarding playoffs, what happened during the regular season doesn't matter because it is playoffs, and you can basically erase what happened during the regular season because now it's a brand new season. Playoffs is a whole new monster to tackle, and these two teams are ready for it here this afternoon, well, this morning rather, and it should be a fun one here between these two teams. Haven't been able to call a game for Milaca yet this year, but I'm sure this will prove to be a very good matchup between both of these teams as we take a look in the section. Of course, ESCO, the top seed, they were undefeated going into the final week, but they fell in their last game, so that puts them at 19-1. They're still the top team in the section at 19-1 as the number 1 seed. Rockridge somehow jumped over Duluth Marshall for the number 2 seed. So Rockridge, the number 2 seed here in the Section 7 AA playoffs. Duluth Marshall, they're 15-4, but somehow got jumped by Rockridge, and it may have had to do with the fact that Rockridge did beat Pine City 12-2 in their regular season finale. So that may have played in a little bit. Of course, QRF, no one 100% knows how it works. It's kind of scientific. So Rockridge is number 2, Duluth Marshall 3, Pine City number 4. Of course, Milaca is number 13. They finished the season at 4-12. They get the 13 seed over Rush City, who is 7-9. So Milaca 2-2 in the section, 4-12. Overall, they get about 4 runs per game, give up about 7 runs per game. So they get the number 13 seed here. The winner of these two games will be playing at 4:30. So Pine City or Milaca will be playing again here at Pine City at 4:30. But in between these two games, or this game I should say, and their 4:30 game will be Pequot Lakes and International Falls. They'll be playing here at 1:30 after this game. So right after this game, we'll see Pequot Lakes and I Falls play against each other in the 5-12 seeded matchup. And then the winner of that game will take on the winner of this game at 4:30 right back here at Pine City High School. So we'll be covering this game and the game at 4:30. And either way, we'll have a local team playing at 4:30, whether it be Milaca or Pine City. We will have a team playing. Pine City is going to be out in the field first. They are the technical home team. Even though this is their home field, they could still, if it were if they were to play a higher seed, they would be the away team. But since they'll be the higher seed, no matter what, they will be the home team. Milaca, the away team. Pine City wearing their green jerseys with the white slashes on them. The letters and numbers black outlined in white. The gray pants, the black hats with the PC on the front of the cap. And then the Milaca Wolves wearing their white pinstriped uniforms, and the letters and numbers in black. That's a kind of a classic uniform right there. Isaiah Haas will be starting on the mound today for the Pine City Dragons. We're just about to get underway with first pitch coming up very shortly. Batting first to lead off for the Milaca Wolves is Tanyan Black. He will lead off, and the defense looks like this for the Dragons. Haas on the mound here, and catching for him is Ethan Agard. Then at first, Aiden Palmer. Luke Wilson at second. Over at third, Elliot Blotz. Then at shortstop, Nick Plajek. Out in left field is going to be Bryce Erickson. Center field is Riley Cummings, and in right field is Mason Charles. And here we go. First pitch is on the way. In there for strike one. So a first pitch strike there for Isaiah Haas to start out the game. Gets the call. Here's the windup and the pitch. On the way. In there for strike two. So Isaiah Haas up and out early with an 0-2 count here to Tanyan Black. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And he went about halfway but pulled back. Good job holding off on that one. It was going to be a 1-2 count. The ump went and checked down to the first base umpire, and he said he did not swing. So 1-2, and here's the pitch. That one's swung on and popped up back out of play. So he'll do it again with a 1-2 count. Will Tanyan Black. On deck's going to be Porter Meyer. We're number 23 today for the Wolves. The 1-2 is in there, but high for ball two. So that will even up the count at 2-2. And Black here, if anything, he's battling good on this first bat. But that one's going to be outside, and that will run the count full. So after getting ahead 0-2, it's now a 3-2 count. And Isaiah Haas sets up, deals. That one's in there, swung on, and it's fouled down the third base line, rather. And Black will set up to do it again with a full count. A little bit ahead of that one. A good battle here in the first at bat. Haas gets set, gets the signal. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's going to be high, and he will draw a walk. So after going down 0-2, Tanyan Black draws the walk, and we'll have a runner on first for the Milaca Wolves. And again, it will be Porter Meyer coming to the plate. The left-handed batter, Porter Meyer. So lefty at the plate now. Runner on first. That one's outside for ball one to Porter Meyer. And not a normal start here today. Normally we'd see these games start a little bit later, and not usually in Pine City, as that one's in there for strike one from Isaiah Haas. So a 1-1 count now for Porter Meyer. It's an oddity for me in the years that I've been calling games. I've never had a opening round playoff baseball game here in Pine City. So this is a rarity. Checking on the runner at first, but the ball is dropped. Aiden Palmer, that throw was there in time, but Palmer just couldn't squeeze it in his glove. Had he, it would have been out number one. So Haas is going to have Black thinking twice about getting his lead next time, as Haas with the delivery to the plate. This one's popped up, and it will head out of play down the third base line. The 1-2 count now for Porter Meyer. Left-handed batter steps back into the box. Haas gets the sign, shakes off the first two, shakes off the third, gets the third sign, fourth sign he likes. Check the runner at first, and he's back in time. So Black getting a little bit of a lead there on first, but Haas is keeping, but it is low. There'll be a 2-2 count. Agard, almost convinced the umpire. I think he was close, but here's the 2-2 delivery. That one swung on and hit right back up to Haas. It's going to sneak by him, and the throw to first will not even leave the hand of the third baseman. So an infield single for Porter Meyer. That's a tough one. That one went to Haas. For the Milaca Wolves, and runners on first and second with nobody out. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 1 to Bryce Merworth. So nobody out, runners on first and second here for the Wolves, and Merworth at the plate now with a 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. Ooh, that one's going to be inside for ball 2. Nice job there by Merworth to hold off, but it's got to be frustrating if you're Haas. That one looked good, just inside. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's going to be high for ball 3. 3-0 now to Bryce Merworth, and here's the pitch. That one's in there for strike 1. So nice comeback pitch there for Isaiah Haas. That'll move the count 3-1. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball 4. It's a 5-pitch walk. So the bases are loaded now, and head coach Ted Haas is going to be getting a mound visit real quick here with Isaiah Haas just to kind of maybe relax him a little bit and let him know, hey, gotta keep your confidence out there. It's only the first few batters that you face, so got plenty of time. Next to the plate will be Wyatt Maurer for the Milaca Wolves. So bases are loaded, nobody out here for the Milaca Wolves, and Haas going to try and get his team out of a jam. Be one thing if base were loaded, maybe 1 or 2 outs, but nobody out here for the Wolves. So this is a tough one early on for Isaiah Haas, but that's the thing is you want Haas out there, the leader in this kind of a spot. That one's in there for strike 1. Crosses the plate low, but it got just enough for strike 1. Haas with the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, and delivers the heat on that one, does Haas. So 0-2 now to Wyatt Maurer, the cleanup hitter. And that one's in there for strike 3. So Haas gets 1 down on a strikeout. And now to the plate is number 15, Mason Hartung. Here's the delivery, and that one's fouled off straight back out of play by Hartung. So Haas will go ahead 0-1. Bases still loaded, but now 1 down due to the strikeout. And here's the 0-1, high and inside for ball 1. 1-1 count for Hartung. Haas readies. And he'll throw over to third just to check on him. He'll make him get dirty, but he is back safely as Tanyan Black. Black over there on third, Meyer on second, and Merworth on first. Haas with the 1-1. It's high for ball 2. Delivering the heat, but just been outside and high with the heat in this first inning. And not an easy situation to be in, but he did have a nice job coming back with that last one. And that one is going to be popped up, but foul. Haas and Palmer both raced after it, but could not get there in time. And if anything, it will give him strike 2, so. So again, if anything now. 2-2 for Hartung. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for out number 2. So Haas has done a good job to kind of get out of this jam a little bit. 2 down. Base is still loaded, but now 2 down. It's a little bit better of a feeling if you're Isaiah Haas. Now 0-0 coming to the late. Zach Wallace. Haas with the pitch. In there for strike one at the letters. Don't see 00 real often in numbers, but Zach Wallace sporting the 00 here for the Wolves. Bases loaded, 2 down. Haas with the pitch. That one's going to be inside, just above the letters. For ball 1. 1-1 count for Wallace. Haas sets. Here's the pitch. In there. Strike 2. So he's now ahead in the count. 1-2 is Isaiah Haas. And if they were to get an out here, man, talk about getting out of a jam if you're Isaiah Haas. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. And Isaiah Haas works himself out of a jam. After giving up 2 walks and a base hit to load the bases, he strikes out 3 in a row to end the top of the first and get the Dragons to the plate. So great work there by Isaiah Haas. Loaded the bases on 2 walks and an infield single. Then comes out and does a great job just to get out of the top of the first by striking out 3 straight batters to end the inning. So we will move down to the bottom of the first inning now. It will be the Dragons' turn at the plate, and trying to find this defensive starters here for the Wolves. As we take a look, starting on the mound today, going to be number 23, and that's going to be Porter Meyer. So Meyer will be starting on the mound. Wyatt Maurer will play over at first. I believe it's Hartung over on third. And I believe Zach Wallace is over there in right. Yeah, that's Zach Wallace over in right. We'll try and continue to get you these lineups. Looks like Bryce Murworth playing at second. Cannot see Tanyan Black. He might be over there at short, maybe even in left. Try and take a look here. I know you just all love my dialogue. It's riveting. I believe it'll be Tanyan Black over in left. That's what I can tell. So for Haas, he faced 6 batters, walked 2. 1 got an infield single, and then he struck out the next 3. So great work there in the top of the first. It was a tough beginning, but he was able to get out of it with 3 straight strikeouts. And so now to lead off for the Dragons will be Mason Charles, and they'll face Porter Meyer on the mound. It'll be Mason Charles, Bryce Erickson, and Isaiah Haas. So Mason Charles will step to the plate as he's ready to battle against Porter Meyer. Section 7 AA playoff baseball action here on WCMP and KBEK. Mayer, the left-handed pitcher, with the pitch. Swung on and missed by Mason Charles. Swing and a miss, so it's an 0-1 count now for Charles. Mayer with the pitch. Charles will foul this one off, back into the backstop. So he's down 0-2. Early on is Mason Charles. One thing, if you've listened at all, or maybe even watched some of these games, is Pine City is very good at 0-2 and 2-out batting. And Charles will have half-hearted swing on that one, and he will go down on strikes for out number 1. And now walking to the plate, the lefty, Bryce Erickson, steps to the plate. Lefty versus lefty here in this at-bat, Meyer and Erickson. Meyer with the pitch. Erickson lays off of that one. It's going to be there for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be high, and easy one to lay off of there for Erickson, and that'll move the count 1-1. Meyer out there on the mound with a nice red left-handed glove. Stands out. And that's the pitcher. I think you should. I think you should stand out. That one's in there for strike 2. So Erickson just waiting on his pitch here. It's a 1-2 count. He's been patient so far. Didn't swing on the first one. The second one was high, and that one was in there for strike 2. But he's waiting and being patient here in this at-bat. And that one's going to be high for ball 2. So 4 pitches, and it's a 2-2 count for Bryce Erickson. 1 down, and, of course, nobody on as he is the second batter. And if you're the Dragons here, I think one thing that you want to do is just try and get as many pitches out of Meyer as you can. Swing and a miss there by Bryce Erickson. So 2 up, 2 down, and 2 down on strikes here if you're the Dragons. So Erickson got him to throw 5 pitches, but now you've got the power hitter right here in Isaiah Haas. And if you're Milaca, you want to make sure he's grounding out or anything like that, because if he gets one that he likes, he's going to drill it, and he has got a lot of power behind his swing. Swinging and missing on that one, and see, like, if that one made contact, that one would have been sailing a ways. But 0-1 count now for Isaiah Haas. Meyer has done a good job here with these first 2 batters. As Haas gets a piece of that one down to deep left field. And that is drifting foul down the third base line. So just foul for Isaiah Haas. That one was deep enough, but just foul down the third base line. So there we go. We already have just seen the power, but it went foul. 0-2 count. If you're Meyer, got to be careful here. Don't want to give anything even close to the middle of the plate. And Haas didn't want to wait. He fouls that one out down the third base line. Being aggressive early here is Haas, and I think he wants to get Meyer kind of second-guessing his pitching here. Maybe give him something over the middle, make him make a mistake, and here's the delivery from Meyer. That one's going to be in the dirt. So now a 1-2 count here for Isaiah Haas. 2 down and nobody on. Bottom of the first inning, no score. Meyer gets set. Here's the windup and the pitch. Outside for ball 2. So after being aggressive on the first 3 pitches, Haas has waited on these last 2. And now it's a 2-2 count. And here's the 2-2 delivery in the dirt, and that will run the count full. Oh, it hit him. So he will be down to first base. And now to the plate is Nick Plajic, and there's a reason he's the number 4 batter, the cleanup spot for the Dragons. He's got a lot of power behind his swing as well. Here's the first pitch to Nick Plajic. He's going to pop it up over to first base. The second baseman is on it, under it, in time for out number 3. So Haas gets on, but unfortunately the next batter, Plajic, pops up to the second baseman. And now we'll go to the top of inning number 2 with no score between these two teams in this Section 7 AA playoff matchup between the Dragons and the Wolves here at Pine City High School. It's going to be a beautiful day for baseball, though. 80s, upper 80s here for the temperature here today, and sun is out. Clouds have kind of gone away. We got a few coming out from the west, but for the most part, the clouds are gone, and it's going to be a nice, bright, sunny, warm day for baseball. Got a light breeze out here as well. Could use to. I would like a little bit of a bigger breeze, but hey, I don't think Mother Nature was asking me. Either way, we'll move to the top of the second. No score. And Isaiah Haas moves back to the mound. Again, he faced 6 batters in that first inning. Walked the first one. Porter Meyer got a infield single in his at-bat, and then walked the third. But then the next 3, Haas was able to strike out and get his team out of an absolute jam, bases loaded jam. And the Dragons did not have as much luck in that first inning as they would have liked. First two batters struck out. Haas walked, and then Plajic flew out to second. So the Wolves will work their way back to the plate. And now leading off will be Jack Nord. I believe it's Nord. I heard Talberg, but I believe it's Jack Nord according to the roster sheet I printed out. First pitch to him is call ball. So 1-0 count here for Nord. Oh, that one's going to be low for ball two. Again, Ethan Agard has done a good job framing these pitches all year long. He does a good job of those, but so far umpire not buying in. Here's the 2-0 delivery. That one's going to be swung on and fouled off down the first base line over to the Milaca dugout. 2-1 count for Nord. Haas readies. Likes the signal. Here's the windup and the pitch. In there above the letters for ball three. So 3-1 count here to Jack Nord. And in danger of walking his third batter, excuse me. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and missed, and an absolute heater there from Isaiah Haas. Nord could not catch up to that one, and count has run full. Haas will shake off the first signal, likes the second one, and here's the delivery. Just above the letters, and that will be the third walk here. First of this second inning. And now it's going to be Brock Talberg. I think we're a batter ahead, but it is going to be Brock Talberg here. Number 14. So Talberg at the plate. Here's the pitch. First pitch to him. Oh, at the letters, but I'm going to say just out of the zone for ball one. So here's the 1-0 count. That one's going to be inside for ball two. 2-0 count. Two-0 count here. Runner on first is Jack Nord. Throw over to first. In time! And they're going to get Jack Nord leaning a little too far, and Isaiah Haas. Nice job there. He almost did that with Tanyan Black at first in the first inning, but Aiden Palmer couldn't squeeze it in his glove. That time, Palmer squeezes it, and that will be the first out. So Haas, he is very deceptive on his pickoff attempts, and he gets Nord leaning there. And now that one's going to be into Talberg, but it's going to be 3-0 count. So they do get the first out, caught the runner at first leaning, and this one in there for strike one. Some player has a very slow strike call. It confuses me sometimes. So 3-1. Haas with the 3-1 delivery. In there, strike two, and it's now a full count here for Brock Talberg. Griffin Bolt on deck here for the Milaca Wolves, and then we turn it over to the top of the order for the Wolves. And he turns on this one, delivers it, and that's going to be foul. So Talberg turned on that one, But it is going to drift foul. Be a 3-2 count. So 3-2 count here for Tallberg. And he'll watch this one go by for ball 4. So Tallberg will walk down to first. And we'll have a runner on with 1 down. So Tallberg does get the walk down to first, and now Griffin Bolt to the plate. He'll watch that one inside low for ball 1. So 1 down and a runner on first. That one's in there for strike 1. To Bolt. 1-1 count. Top of the second inning. Haas checks the runner, but then throws. This one's going to be swung on and fouled back out of play by Bolt. Makes count 1-2. Runner on first. 1 down. Haas with the delivery. Oh, and that one clipped Bolt. That one got him. That one is going to sting. It didn't hit him full on. It even clipped him, and sometimes that's even worse. It looks like we're going to get a mound visit, as it will be the 5th batter walked. Bolt is the 5th batter who has been walked, and he's the first to be hit by a pitch. But the first batter walked, and they got runners on first and second due the Wolves with 1 down. We're going to have a conference there on the mound, and looks like we might get a pitching change. And again, with it looks like we will, so it looks like we will bring in Nick Plajek. So we will get a pitching change here as Haas will move over to third. Haas is going to move to third. And Plajek was at short. Looks like Blotz might move over to short. So it looks like that will be it for the changes. So Haas will move from the pitcher spot to third. Blotz will move from third to short. And Nick Plajek will move from short to the pitcher position. So Haas goes 1 1/3 inning. 5 walks, though, and 3 strikeouts. Haas's confidence in his arm going forward in the playoffs if they were to win today. So everybody will be going back, and we'll get one more warm-up pitch here for Plajek, and then we will be set to go and continue the top of the second inning. As it is Tanyan Black, catcher today. Top of the batting order now for the Wolves. Tanyan Black reached on a walk and got all the way to third, but then it was the 3 strikeouts from Haas. Plajek's first one's going to be just low, and again, Agard does such a good job of trying to frame those. But that one's going to be a little too low. 1-0 for Black. That one's going to be low as well. A little bit of a late release on that one. That's why that one stayed so low. That one's going to be in there for strike 1. So now 2-1 here to Nick Plajek, to Tanyan Black. Runners on first and second. One down, top of the second inning. Plajic with the 2-1. Swing and a miss by Tanyan Black, and that'll even the count 2-2. Plajic gets set, checks the runner at second. Here's the 2-2 delivery. That one's fouled off, straight back into the backstop. And that will keep the count at 2-2 for Tanyan Black. On deck is Porter Meyer, the pitcher today for the Milaca Wolves. He got the lone base hit for the Wolves. And that one's going to be swung on and hit right out to the left fielder. Grabbed in time for out number 2. Runners will stay. So 2 down, 2 on, and now Porter Meyer to the plate. Meyer, the lefty. Again, he got the lone base hit on an infield single. Yeah, I don't know if it maybe, couldn't really tell if it clipped Haas's glove. That slowed it down enough to where no one was really able to make a play on it in time and everyone was safe. Plajic will check over on the runner at first, and he kind of stumbled back into first. It wasn't really a slide, but he stumbled enough to where, and if he was one step further away, that he would have been out. But he is back safely, and Plajic, delivery to Meyer is just in there for a ball. So 1-0, and here's the pitch. That one's in there for strike 1. Little something off of that one, and with the count to 1-1 now for Porter Meyer. One delivery swung on, and that one is popped up to the third baseman. Haas under it, grabs it in time for out number 3. So 4 batters faced, 5, excuse me, and they will grab that final out. So Jack Nord reached on a walk, but then he was thrown out at first. Then the next 2 batters walked, and then Black and Meyer were pop-outs. So it will be the Dragons' turn, and leading off for them will be Riley Cummings. He'll come to plate. He's playing center field today for the Dragons. Pine City trying to get things going so far. Been a pretty good pitcher's duel, even though Haas, again, did walk 5 batters and hit one of them. But despite that, it is still a 0-0 game in this Section 7 AA first-round matchup between the Dragons and the Wolves. Again, after this game, we'll have another game here at Pine City High School. It'll be Pequot Lakes and International Falls battling it out. The winners of these 2 games will play again here at Pine City High School at 4:30. So we'll do it again at 4:30. Between either Pine City and Milaca and I Falls or Pequot Lakes. That will be the 3rd and final game here in Pine City. And then MSHSL does not have an update as to the next round as of yet. I'm sure after today they'll have it updated. I'm assuming it's going to be Thursday. That would be the assumption. But they're not updated yet, so we'll have to wait and see where that will be, when and where, I should say. Of course, we do have some softball playoffs today as well after the extended weekend. We've got a lot going on here today. And we move to the bottom of inning number 2. Meyer's still out there on the mound for the Wolves, and Riley Cummings to the plate now for the Dragons. First pitch to him. In there for strike 1 at the knees. So 1 count here for Cummings. That one swung on and fouled off over the Milaca dugout. And that'll move his count to 0-2. And if you're the Dragons here, even if you don't score, I think one of the biggest things you want to do is just get Meyer to throw a lot of pitches here in this inning because the Dragons have thrown quite a few as well. So one thing you really want to do is get Meyer to throw as many pitches as you can force out of him, as he has not thrown a lot in that first inning. That one's going to bounce to the catcher. Easy one for Cummings to lay off of, and that'll move the count even at 2-2. 2-2 count here for Cummings. Meyer gets set. And that one's just outside for ball 3, full count for Riley Cummings. That's a tough one to lay off of, especially 2-2, but Cummings, great job at laying off. Now it's a 3-2. Wind is picked up just a little bit. You can probably hear it. Porter Meyer with the pitch inside. Almost clipped him, but either way, it's going to be a walk for Riley Cummings. So, second base runner on here for the Dragons, and now that brings to the plate Elliot Blotz, who switched from third to shortstop here in that top half inning of the second. So nobody down and a runner on. First pitch is outside for ball 1. 11:37 for the time. First pitch was just after 11. Blotz showing bunt. That pitch is going to be in there for a strike anyways. Blotz did not like that one, but looks down to Haas at third base. Gets the signal and steps back into the batter's box. The 1-1 count for him. Cummings at first. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be outside for ball 2. Two-one count. Meyer gets set. Checks a runner at first. And he might throw. If I'm Cummings, I'd get ready. And he'll instead deliver it to home, but Blotz gets out of the way in time for ball 3. 3-1 count. Meyer will get set once again. He took a little bit of an extended time checking Cummings at first, and that might have thrown off his timing, as now he'll deliver this one, and Blotz kind of ducks under that one, but either way, he walks down to first, so runners on first and second here for the Dragons, and it's Aiden Palmer coming to the plate. Another power hitter here for the Dragons. He has shown his power in one game I called. He was about a bounce away from a home run. So nobody out. Runners on first and second. Meyer with the pitch. Palmer will pull back on the bunt attempt, but it's in there for a strike anyways. He'll check over on Haas at third. Then step back into the box. Meyer gets set. Here's the 0-1. In there for strike 2. So Aiden Palmer down 0-2. And Meyer trying to get at least one out here in the bottom of the second. He's got runners on first and second. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss from Aiden Palmer. So he will be out number 1, and that's strikeout number 3 there for Meyer. Now that brings to the plate Ethan Agard, the catcher today for the Dragons. 2 on and 1 down now for Pine City. Meyer gets set, checks back at second. Here's the pitch. That one's low. Nice job by the catcher to keep that one in front of him. Now we'll hold the runners. If that one rolls, it's a deep backstop here in Pine City, so runners are going to easily advance, but nice job there by the Milaca catcher keeping it in front of him. Meyer with a 1-0 delivery. Agard swings and hits this one. Infield flies called. And the second baseman will get to it for out number 2. So 2 down, 2 on, and now Luke Wilson to the plate. Meyer gets set. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. So Luke Wilson at the plate, and he's got runners on first and second. 2 down, though. Meyer with the 1-0 pitch. Low for ball 2. Another good job there by their catcher, Black. He's done a good job keeping these balls in front. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Low for ball 3. Probably get a red light here. Probably won't even swing, even if it's a lob down the middle. So 3-0 for Luke Wilson. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a 4-pitch walk for Luke Wilson. So bases are loaded, and it's Mason Charles coming to the plate. And we have seen his ability to be a clutch hitter here this season. But before that happens, we're going to get a mound visit here for the Milaca Wolves, and you can't help but think maybe they will go with a switch here at the pitcher position, much like the Dragons did. Again, you want to save the arm, the pitch count, and the confidence for these pitchers. If you were to win here in this game, you want to make sure they got confidence and an arm left for game number 2, possibly today. Again, if they win, it'd be game number 2 at 4:30. So it was just a quick mound visit for Meyer, and they'll keep him out there on the mound. Does have 3 strikeouts. So Mason Charles at the plate. And a base hit would easily probably score 2. You got some speed over there at second with Elliot Blotz. So Charles swinging on the first one, fouls it back into the backstop. Again, a base hit will probably score 2. Blotz on second with some speed. Charles is going to pop this one. Foul over the first baseline. And they cannot get to it. The first baseman dove for it, but does miss it. Like the hustle, you like the effort on that one there by Wyatt Maurer, but cannot grab it. So it's an 0-2 count for Charles. Two down, bases loaded for Charles. And an 0-2 count. Obviously, we'll be protecting here. Let's see if he can put something into play. Meyer gets set, though. Looking to get out of this jam. Outside for ball 1. So 1-2 count now. He'll stay alive, and we'll do it again at 1-2. One, 2 for Mason Charles. 2 down. Bases are loaded. Here's the windup in the pitch from Meyer. It's high, and that ball is going to get away, and the runner from third will score. So Riley Cummings comes home to score the first run of the game, and now the Dragons lead 1-0. So a wild pitch will score 1 run, and that will open up first base. Still 2 down. So 2 out, runners on in scoring position for Mason Charles. 2-2. Porter Meyer gets set. Here's the delivery. Outside. That one's going to get away, but runners will stay at second and third. Should move the count full for Mason Charles. And again, Dragons have done a good job at getting Meyer to throw a lot of pitches here in this second inning, because he hadn't thrown a lot up to this point, but now he has. And outside, and it will be a walk for Mason Charles. That will load up the bases once again. So bases loaded, 2 down, and now it's Bryce Erickson. He struck out in his first at-bat, and he'll be looking to put a ball in play, and again, base hit should score 2. So Meyer still trying to get out of this jam. He's only surrendered 1. Here's the pitch. Erickson, oh man, got a hold of that one, but he's well early on it. If he straightens that one out, that's a deep base hit. He might get 2 out of it. So So Erickson with a 0-1 count. Meyer with the windup in. Here's the pitch. Low, but just above the knees for strike 2. 0-2 to Bryce Erickson. Meyer trying to get out of this jam. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and last person you want to see up to the plate is Isaiah Haas, especially with the bases loaded. Here's the 0-2. Oh, and it hit his bat. It hit Erickson's bat as he tried to duck underneath it. It hit his bat, so it'd be a foul ball. So Erickson still 0-2. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Low. So that will be ball 1 instead of 2. He'll take a practice swing, step back into the box. Meyer with the 1-2 delivery. And he waits on this one. It's up a little bit, and the center fielder is going to get to it in time. So he got a piece of it, but just underneath it a little bit too much for out number 3. But the Dragons do score a run as they strand 3. But they do score a run here on a wild pitch. And the Dragons lead 1-0 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics custom braces or Invisalign with 3 locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. Embrace Orthodontics. Dr. Sievers over there at Embrace Orthodontics is committed to providing you with a world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. They're also helping you find a smile you'll embrace forever. Again, find out more at embracemn.com. We'll take a quick commercial break. You're listening to Playoff Baseball here on WCMP and KBEK.
It's finally mowing season, but you'd rather be doing something else. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to help you get the job done quicker, any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk-behind mowers. How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Yard work doesn't have to take all day. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment. Highway 65 in Isanti. Or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Back here on WCMP and KBEK, this simulcast of Section 7 AA Playoff Baseball between the Pine City Dragons and the Milaca Wolves. Dragons do lead 1-0 after a wild pitch scored a Dragon. So leading off the top of the 3rd inning for the Wolves is number 7, Bryce Merworth. Nick Plojek again has replaced Isaiah Haas. That took something off of that one, did Plojek, and I think that might have froze Merworth for a moment. It did me. And that will be strike 1. But again, Plojek came in for Haas in that 2nd inning after Haas went 1 1/3 innings with 3 strikeouts but 5 walks. That one's in there for strike 2. So an 0-2 count now to Merworth. And they have walked plenty here in the first 2 innings, but they're trying to get their only second base hit. Mayer was the only base hit so far, and Plojek speeds up on that one, and Merworth ahead of it, or excuse me, behind it, will follow it off down the 3rd base line. Count stays 0-2. Plojek sets. Here's the windup and the pitch. Little something off of that one, but rolls to Haas, and the throw on to first in plenty of time for out number 1. So 1 down, and that will bring Wyatt Maurer to the plate. He struck out in his first plate appearance back in the 1st inning. He was part of 3 straight strikeouts between him, Hartung, and Wallace. And you can bet that they're looking to erase that memory and try and get on base here. Getting a hit would feel the best, but just reaching base right now for Milaca is important because, again, Pine City just walked home a run, so you gotta imagine Milaca has to believe that they can do that as well. They've had the bases loaded before. Logic, 2-0. Swung on and missed by Maurer. Make it 2-1. Pelagic will get set. 2-1 count for Maurer. Here's the windup and the pitch. In there for strike 2 at the knees. Maurer does not like that call. Looks to his coach at third base, shakes his head. That one was close, but it does just clip enough and moves the count 2-2. Here's the delivery. That one's going to be low, plenty low for ball 3. So that will move the count full now for Maurer. That one off and foul it back into the backstop. He'll get to do it again with a full count. On deck for the Wolves is Mason Hartung. Full count again. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for Maurer. He'll be out number 2, and now Mason Hartung comes to the plate for the Wolves. Bringing in a couple of extra baseballs for the umpire. Umpire did a good job. Hartung threw him 2, and he caught them both. I think they were joking back and forth about it. Good when you got an umpire who's got a little bit of sense of humor. Makes the game a little bit better. Here's the first pitch to Hartung. It's just tying inside for ball 1. Uno. So 1-0 count now for Mason Hartung. Two down for the Wolves. Took a little something off of that one, did Pelagic, and that's in there for strike 1. Pelagic has been able to use that off-speed pitch here in the last couple games I've called, and man, does he freeze these batters with that off-speed pitch. He's working that well. That one's going to be in there for strike 2, and now it's a 1-2 count to Mason Hartung. Gets ahead with that one. It's been a good battle here between these two teams early on. We're in the top of the third, and only a 1-0 game for Pine City. That one's going to be outside for ball 2. Evens the count 2-2 for Hartung. And again, Milaca is not far from tying this game. They've been close. As that one's going to be swung on. A kind of a short swing, but Haas will get to it. Throw on to first. In time for out number 3. So 1, 2, 3 go the Wolves, and we'll head back to the bottom of the third inning now. As the Dragons will try and get something going once again as they had the bases loaded. They were able to score off of a wild pitch, and they now lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. And leading off in the bottom of the third will be Isaiah Haas, and you can bet he's probably a little bit frustrated with his pitching performance. He's going to have some animosity for that ball maybe as he starts to swing. As he gets to the plate, we'll take another commercial break. You're listening to Baseball here on 95.5 FM and 106.5 FM AM 1350.
At Stearns Bank, we're proud to get together to cheer on Dragon Athletics, and we believe that we can always go further when we work together. Whether you're earning your next big win on the field, on the court, or in the arena of life, surround yourself with a team focused on integrity, accountability, and hard work. Put our top-performing team to work for you. Visit our local Pine City branch on Hillside Avenue, call us at 320-629-6713, or explore more online at stearnsbank.com. Go Dragons! Stearns Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer. That signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
That would be perfect on a day like today, a root beer float, especially after today's games. I have to go get one. I think I might just. So to begin the bottom of the third, Haas watches the first pitch go by for ball 1. Second pitch is high for ball 2. So 1-1 now, the count for Isaiah Haas. 1-1 count for Haas, and swings on this one, fouls it off over the Milaca dugout, and that one's going to be well into the woods. Now, going to be a fossil later on. I don't know. 1-2 count for Haas. Meyer with the pitch. Oh, swinging and missing. That one was well short, and then the throw down to first. So the swinging strikeout, it falls to the dirt, but will be thrown to first in time for out number 1. That's a tough one there if you're Haas. Probably expecting something a little bit faster to the plate, but Nick Plajic to the plate now. That one's outside. Ball. Plajic in his first at-bat flew out to the second baseman. That one's outside. 3-0 count now to Nick Plajic. There's one down here in the bottom of the third. That one's high for ball 4, so Plajic will get a 4-pitch walk as he'll be on first. Cummings comes to the plate, and he walked back in the second inning. And he scored the lone run for the Dragons so far as he watches that first pitch go outside. Ball 1. One 0 count to Cummings. Runner on first is Plajic. Meyer takes his time. Gets this one. This one is swung on, hit to the third baseman. He has a hard time gathering it. And then the throw is going to get by the first baseman, so an error. And they're going to send the runner from first. Plajic using the wheels. The throw to the plate, not in time. And Plajic running, using those wheels, gets to home. So an error. And Cummings makes his way to third. So an error. We'll see Plajic reach home from third. And Cummings, third. Oh, one down, but I got Cummings all the way on third and still only one down. Watts will pop this one foul back out of play. So a crazy sequence there. That slow roller to the third baseman from Cummings. The third baseman couldn't handle it. Then the throw to first might have been in time, but the first baseman couldn't reach it. And an error led to Cummings reaching third and Plajic finding home plate from first. So now it's a 2-0 lead here for Pine City. As Elliot Blotz now deals with an 0-2. One's outside for ball 1. So 1-2 to Blotz. One down, runner on third. Blotz just gets a piece of that one. He'll foul it back. It'll stay at 1-2. On deck for the Dragons is Aiden Palmer. That was low and in the dirt. Nice job, though, by catcher Black to keep that one in front of him. He's done a good job in this game so far of keeping that in front of him, not allowing too many to get away. And yes, that is a walk for Blotz. He wasn't sure. Not too many people were sure as to what that was. But yes, it is a walk for Blotz. And now to the plate, Aiden Palmer. Runners on the corners with one down. Catcher will get to the front of home plate, get a signal out to everybody in the infield. Step back behind the plate, and we'll get set for Aiden Palmer. Runners at the corners, one down. Meyer with the pitch, low in the dirt, and Blotz thought about it, but nice job there by the catcher to hold that in front of him, and that will hold Blotz at first. Meyer with the 1-0. That one's in there for strike one. To Palmer. Meyer with the 1-1. low, and that'll be ball 2. 2-1 now for Aiden Palmer. Dragons now lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the third, trying to get some more runs across the plate as runners on the corners now with Palmer. Another power hitter. He'll foul that one back out of play. Well, the bleachers over there across the way on the JV field. Two for Aiden Palmer. Portermeyer gets set. Here's the delivery. Outside for ball, and Blotz gets to second in time. He falls, but he stays on base. Nice job there by Blotz. Stealing second. So Portermeyer will work back to the mound. And he will get set. Quick delivery here to Palmer outside, and that's ball 4. So that will load the bases here for the Dragons with 1 down, and Ethan Agard coming to the plate. 1 down, bases loaded. Looks like we will get a pinch runner here, a courtesy runner for Aiden Palmer. That courtesy runner going to be Caleb Hogberg. Thank you. Oh, okay. Hogsburg's grandparents next to me, helping out with that last name. Couldn't really read it, but they come in clutch. So it's not just the players out there coming in clutch. Got grandparents here as well. Hogberg over on first for Palmer. So still bases loaded, 1 down here for the Dragons. Palmer swings and misses on that one. Big spot here, a base hit will probably get runners home from second and third. Might empty them. Outside. Black tried to hold it there and say, hey, come on. But is not. It'll be 1-2 for Ethan Agard. Meyer gets set. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Oh, and a swing and a miss outside the zone from Agard, and that's a tough one. It was a kind of a late swing as well. And that will give us 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, and Luke Wilson comes to the plate. That one outside for ball 1. Base is still loaded, and if you're the Dragons, you want to get these runners in scoring position home. I mean, you got a chance to really break this one open, but if you're the Wolves, so far so good at keeping these runners at bay. The loaded bases 2-0, and it could be a lot worse. The Dragons loaded the bases in the last inning, could not score but 1. Was in there for strike 1. Luke Wilson really didn't look like he was even going to attempt to swing at that one. And here's the delivery from Meyer. Outside. Ball 2. Luke Wilson reached on a walk in his first at-bat. 2 down, bases loaded. Pine City leads 2-0. Here's the pitch. High for ball 4. And that will walk home a run for the Dragons, and bases will still be loaded. So now it's 3-0 for Pine City. And Mason Charles to the plate, and clutch situation here for the Dragons. Again, base hit could very well empty them. Mason Charles today 0 for 1, strikeout in the first, and then he walked in the second. This will be his 3rd straight inning getting to the plate. Swing and a miss on that one. Moves count 1-1. That one 2-1. Meyer sped it up a little bit on that one. 2-1 count. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Outside, 3-1. So in danger of walking home another run, Meyer got to come back with a nice pitch here, but again, you don't want to lay one over the plate so that Charles gets a piece of it. We'll see what he does. Meyer with the delivery. That one is going to be ball 4. So that will walk home another run. Bases still loaded, and it's 4-0 in favor of Pine City. And now we'll get a mound visit, and I'm guessing a pitching change here for the Milaca Wolves. We'll hold off and see. Believe Meyer's day may be done. And it will be. So Porter Meyer's day is over. It looks like he'll possibly shift outfield, maybe just second. Not sure where he'll be going. We'll keep you up to date on where he goes. And coming to the game, Jack Nord. Looks like he'll be coming in to replace Meyer on the mound. And Meyer will go out, looks like possibly right or center field. Looks like right. So again, Jack Nord will be the new man on the mound for the Milaca Wolves. And while he takes his warm-up pitches, we will take a quick commercial break. You're listening to Playoff Baseball here on KBEK and WCMP.
Did you know that Franzen Bank and Trust is a Minnesota-owned company? And they're one of the largest community banks around. That's a great combination. As a community bank, they're dedicated to their customers and the communities they serve. You might say they're big enough to help, small enough to care. Last March, they provided $20,000 in grants to 6 different Minnesota communities. They also processed well over 1,700 PPP loans, allowing local small businesses to keep their employees on the payroll during the pandemic. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC.
An air source heat pump is not only a high-efficiency air conditioning unit, it can heat your home or business efficiently during the spring and fall. Plus, it's more economical than heating with natural gas. Have Dale's Heating and Appliance install your air source heat pump. Dale's offers a personalized focus, free consultations, and free estimates. Ask the pros at Dale's how you can receive up to $1,250 in rebates for your air source heat pump system installed in 2023 with 0% financing. Visit dalesheatingandappliance.com.
Back here, Jack Nord, the new pitcher for Milaca on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Dragons lead 4-0. Your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom braces or Invisalign. Find out more at embracemn.com. Bases loaded, still 2 down. Jack Nord is going to come in and try and close out the inning for Milaca. Just about bat around. This will be the 9th batter in this inning for Pine City. First one's going to be, in there. Strike one. Might have gotten a good frame on that one from the catcher. But Jack Nord fires one across. Here's the 0-1. And that will be a pop-up over towards third base. And, the shortstop trips, but the left fielder calls him off. And that will be out number 3. So the right fielder comes in to grab it for out number 3. But the Dragons do get 9 batters to the plate and cross 3 runs in this bottom of the 3rd inning. And now they take a 4-0 lead as we head towards the top of inning number 4. It has been not the cleanest of games for either team, but the Dragons do find a way to get on the board and lead 4-0. We'll take another word from our fine sponsors. You're listening to Playoff Baseball, 106.5 FM WCMP and 95.5 FM KBEK.
This high school sports season, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
High-capacity hydraulics.
Back here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMP, and 95.5 FM, KBEK. Leading off for the Milaca Wolves is going to be 00, Zach Wallace. Struck out in his first at-bat. All the way back in the first inning. Plajek, that one gets away from him. Tries that off speed again, but gets away from him a little bit, and it's high for ball 1. Here's the 1-0, and that one's popped up. Luke Wilson will grab it for out number 1. So 1 up, 1 down, and now coming to the plate will be Plajek with the windup and the pitch. And Nord got a piece of it. He'll foul it back. Late swing decision there, but he did just get a piece of it. He hit it, might have hit the cap of his bat. So here's the 0-1 delivery from Plajek. Outside for ball 1. 1-1 count now for Jack Nord. Now it's going to be high for ball 2. 2-1 count now for Nord from Nick Plajek. Here's the windup and the 2-1. Swing and a miss by Nord. Even count at 2-2. Plajek with the delivery. Swing and a miss from Jack Nord for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down now for the Milaca Wolves, and after those first 2 innings, they looked super promising. These last 2, not so much, but Tallberg now to the plate, and he'll get a chance with 2 down, nobody on. Something off of that one from Plajek. It's in there for strike 1. And I don't think one batter has swung on that pitch so far here today. It just kind of froze these batters in place. They don't really know. It looks like it's going to stay ball, but then late break on it. And swing and a miss from Tallberg. And all of a sudden he's down 0-2 with 2 down. So Plajek trying to make it another 1-2-3. Swing and a miss from Tallberg, well outside the zone. But that will be out number 3. So 1, 2, 3. Go the Wolves, and it's back to the Dragon half of the inning. It'll be bottom of the 4th here in Pine City. Bit of a shaky start for both teams, but Pine City has found a way on top after a couple of walks and then walked home a couple runs. So the winner of this game will move on and play at 4:30 here in Pine City against the winner of the game right after this one, Pequot Lakes and International Falls. Coming up in about an hour and 15 minutes. Looks like we've got I Falls here already. So I Falls taking in some of the action. That is not a trip that I envy. That is a bus ride that I would not want to take. Either way, it is 4-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. And that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, they'll do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. If you don't have insurance, you can ask about financing options. They will find a plan to fit your budget at embracemn.com. So leading off the bottom of the 4th will be Isaiah Haas, 0 for 1 as he struck out in his last at-bat in the last inning. And behind him, the cleanup batter, Nick Plajek. Pine City, the location for today's game. Final warm-up pitch there for Jack Nord. And Isaiah Haas will make his way to the plate. So Jack Nord, he only faced the one batter, Bryce Erickson, but he got him to fly out to the left fielder. We haven't seen a lot from him. We'll see what he can do here with Isaiah Haas. Again, Isaiah Haas, big time power behind that bat. Nord with the first pitch 1-0. Haas swinging at that one high in the zone and missing on it for strike one. So 1-1 count here for Haas, and Haas gets a piece of that one as a little bit of off speed, but throw down to first is going to get him on the tag. The throw down to first took the first baseman off of the bag, but he was able to tag Haas for out number one. Plajic now comes to the plate. 0 for 1. He flew out in his first at bat and then walked last inning as he led them off. And that one will hit the batter's box off the swing and then bounce towards the Dragons dugout. 0-1 count for Plajic. Here's the delivery from Nord. It's high for ball one. Now a 1-1 count for Plajic. Here's the pitch. Fired one by, but going to be high for ball two. So a 2-1 for Nick Plajic. Here's the delivery from Nord. Outside for 3-1. Nick Plajic, a 3-1 count. And here's the pitch. He will pop this one up over the first base line. First baseman running to it. Can't get to it in time. So it will fall harmlessly to the grass, and it will be a full count once we get the ball back into play for Nick Plajic. One down. Osmond down on ground out to the third baseman. So Nord will get set. Here's the windup and the pitch. High inside. That one will bounce. And Plajic will move on down to first. So runner on and one out for the Dragons. Jack Nord gets that one in there for strike one to Bryce Erickson. And Erickson, or excuse me, Nick Cummings rather. We'll figure it out one way or the other. He did reach on that error that eventually brought him all the way to third, and then he'd eventually score a run. One down, and Cummings at the plate. Runner over on first is Nick Plajic. Swinging, he might have got a piece of that one. But now behind the count 1-2 for Riley Cummings. Here's the pitch from Nord, low, and that'll even the count at 2-2. Cummings with a 2-2 count, runner over on first, Nord with the pitch. Runner from first is going. Plajic will get into second standing as catcher couldn't quite grab it cleanly. Transfer from hand to glove. Kind of the dirt kind of got in his glove and may have helped that ball fall. Here's the 3-2, and now it's a fourth ball to Cummings. He'll walk down to first. And now it's Elliot Blatz to the plate. He's got 2 walks here in this one in back-to-back innings. This will be the 3rd consecutive inning he has had a plate appearance. He has already scored a run as well in that last inning. 1 down, runners on first and second. That one is over his head for ball 1. (1-0) for Blatz. And here's the pitch. Low for ball 2. We got Cummings on first. Plajic on at second. We'll see if Plajic tries to take third. Here's the delivery. That one's in there for a strike to Blatz. So it's a 2-1 count now for Elliott. And he's walked in both plate appearances so far. And here's the 2-1. No, instead they'll throw back to second, but Plajic is well safe. You can hear the Dragon dugout yelling, he got dirty. Got dirty. So 2-1 still for Blatz. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 3. And now it's 3-1 count for Elliott. Nord, that was his first pickoff attempt to second. His first pickoff attempt as the pitcher. That one's going to be just high above the letters. And it'll be the 3rd consecutive at-bat where Elliott walks to first. So, runners will be at all the bases. They're covering them all. And Aiden Palmer to the plate now. 0 for 1 with a walk in the last inning. And I can't imagine we'll see pitching change that quickly, but we'll see. Nord finished off the last inning, and 1 down here, bases loaded. We'll see what the Milaca Wolves decide to do. Probably just getting him back that confidence, letting him know, hey, defense got you. You will stay out there. I mean, he is back to the mound, but he is already in his stance. He's ready. He's not wasting any time. Palmer at the plate. Here's the first pitch to him, high for ball 1. (1-0) count now for Palmer. Got a piece of that one, but that'll bring up some dirt at the plate and go foul. And 1-1 count now for Aiden Palmer. Bases loaded and 1 out for the Dragons. Pitch is in there for strike 2. It's going to be a 1-2 count now for Palmer. Base hit. Well, at the very least, get 1 run home. Outside. Ball 2. Two count now for Aiden Palmer. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. And Palmer will go down swinging for out number 2. That will bring to the plate Ethan Agard, so far 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. Bases loaded, and 2 down. Bottom of the 4th, Dragons lead 4-0 here over the Milaca Wolves in this first round of Section 7 AA playoff baseball. Agard watches the first pitch go by for ball 1. Nord with the 1-0 pitch. That one's inside, and Agard ducks out of the way. And that will be ball 2. 2-0 count. Nord with the delivery. Outside for ball 3. So a 3-0 count. Bases loaded. 2 down for Agard. Here's the pitch from Nord. High, and that will walk home a run. That'll walk home a run, and Agard will have a 4-pitch walk. And that'll make it 5-0 in favor of the Dragons. And that brings to the plate Luke Wilson, who watches the first pitch go by for strike 1. Wilson today has reached in both at-bats on a walk. 3rd consecutive plate appearance in as many innings. That one's going to be in there for strike 1. So 1-1 the count now for Luke Wilson. Still 2 down, and bases are still loaded. Here's the delivery. Inside for ball 2. Oh, 1-2 apparently. Really? So apparently the first 2 were strikes. I guess. So now it's 2-2. Interesting. Here's the pitch. And that will be strike 3, so Wilson will go down looking, and out number 3. But the Dragons do get one more run to cross on a walk. And they now lead 5-0 over the Milaca Wolves. Hasn't been a lot of base hits here for either team, but the Dragons do have 5 runs that have come across the board here so far in this game. And we'll now move to the top of the 5th inning here in the first round of Section 7 AA playoff baseball. We'll take a quick commercial break here. Word from our fine sponsors. You're listening to Baseball on WCMP and KBEK.
High-capacity hydraulics, 4-wheel drive, hydrostatic transmission, horsepower. Ah, you like when somebody speaks your language. Then you better visit the experts at Minnesota Equipment in Isanti. Dozens of tractors, utility vehicles, mowers, and compact utility tractors ready to take home today at a price that won't break the bank. The sale is just the start of the relationship. Minnesota Equipment, Highway 65 in Isanti, or at minnesotaequipment.com.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
Back here on Bolt will lead off here to begin the 5th. He was hit by a pitch back in the second, excuse me. First pitch to him is in there for strike 1. Again, it's that off speed from Plajek that these batters just cannot seem to figure out. So 0-1 now to Bolt. Here's the 0-1 delivery. That one's well low for ball 1. So 1-1 count now for Griffin Bolt. Plajek with the pitch. Outside. Ball 2. Two on count now for Bolt. Top of the 5th. Dragons lead 5-0. Ooh, and Bolt thought about it, but he holds off. That was a tough one to hold off on a lot of times. Again, those come in high at eye level, and you're thinking, I can probably smash this one, but good job to hold off there by Bolt. That one's going to cross the plate for a strike. 2-2. Plajek with the windup and the pitch. That one's in there for strike 3. So Bolt will go down on strikes. And we'll head back to the top of the order, Tanyan Black. He's 0 for 1 today. Reached on a walk in his first at-bat, but then flew out in the second inning. Here's the windup and the pitch from Plajek. That one is swung on and fouled back out of play. It looks like we've still got tennis action going on over there on the courts just behind me. It is semifinal and championship action. We've got a couple of Mora guys, Max and Joe Sampson over there, trying to battle for state. That pitch to Black is going to be outside ball 1. 1-1. Count for Tanyan Black. Plajek gets set. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one swung on but fouled down the third base line. Might have been the first time someone swung on that off speed, but well ahead of it was Black, and now it's a 1-2. Plagic readies, and here's the delivery. That one's going to be low and will bounce to the catcher Agard. So we'll get set with one down. Plagic with the pitch. Just outside. Full count for Tanyan Black. Plagic readies. And here's the full count pitch. Just inside for ball 4. So it's a walk for Tanyan Black, and now coming to the plate, Porter Meyer. He is 1 for 2 today. He hit a single in his first at-bat and then flew out in the second inning. Again, the lefty batter for the Milaca Wolves. Meyer went 2 2/3 inning. He did grab 5 strikeouts, but walked plenty. Plagic will check on the runner at first. He's back safely. Again, the Dragons have been close many times of getting a few pickoffs. They do have one here today, but have been close about 3 other times. This one is swung on and hit deeply out to center field. Center fielder under it, grabs it in time. That'll be out number 2. Grabbed it on the backtrack, running backwards. So Porter Meyer flies out to center for out number 2, and that will bring Bryce Merworth to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. Again, another walk in the first. Plagic with the pitch. That one swung on and hit, and that will be a base hit for Merworth. Runner from first, rounding second, on his way to third, and the runner at first, Merworth, a little too greedy, rounded first and nearly was caught, but he will be safe at first. So it's a base hit there for Merworth, and the runner from first, Black, all the way over to third now with 2 down. Wyatt Maurer to the plate. 2 down, and runners on the corners. Plagic with the pitch. It's outside for ball 1. One count now to Maurer. That one is swung on and popped up into foul territory at first base. Plagic there, and he grabs it for out number 3. So they do get a couple of base runners, do the Wolves, but they are unable to bring anybody across the plate. And we stay with the score 5-0 in favor of the Dragons, and we will move to the bottom of inning number 5 here in Pine City. Dragons trying to advance themselves to the second game for them at 4:30 if they were to win here today. In the first game, they would be playing at 4:30 against the winner of I Falls and Pequot Lakes, but still have to get through this game. So the 6th and 7th inning to worry about, and Milaca's been close a couple times to getting some runners, but just have not been able to advance any across the plate from third. A couple of times they've had bases loaded, but just unable to get anybody. So we'll move to the bottom of the 5th. Dragons lead 5-0, and we will take a quick word from our fine sponsors. You're listening to Playoff Baseball here on WCMP KBK.
When you need an AC or furnace tune-up, Dale's Heating and Appliance is always clutch. Need financing on a new AC or furnace system? Dale's Heating and Appliance in Pine City is your closer. Dale'sHeatingandAppliance.com.
Avoid costly repairs on your AC or heating system by getting a tune-up from Dale's Heating and Appliance. Dale's is your hometown cooling and heating expert, servicing Pine City and surrounding areas. Visit Dale'sHeatingandAppliance.com today. Dale'sHeatingandAppliance.com.
Bottom of the 5th inning here between the Dragons and the Wolves. Dragons do lead 5-0, and leading us off in the bottom of the 5th will be Mason Charles. Nord still the pitcher for Milaca. Nord with the windup and the pitch. In there for strike one. Haven't really seen the Dragons try to turn on any of these pitches. It'd be interesting to see if maybe they try to here. That one's going to be inside, but still enough of the plate caught for strike two. And Nord might try to live on that same part of the plate here for this one. Nope, tries to fire one across. It's going to be low for ball one. Been pretty quick with these last couple of deliveries. Let's see if he tries to be quick again. Going to take a little bit more time here. It's a 1-2 pitch. It's going to be high. That will even the count at now 2-2 for Mason Charles. Two-two pitch on the way from Nord. That's going to be low, and it will run the count full. So after watching the first two pitches go by for strikes, he's watched the last three go by for balls, and now it's a full count for Mason Charles, who is 0 for 1 today. He walked twice. Charles will foul this one off down the third base line. I Falls is sitting over there, and it just went over their heads. So a full count for Charles again, and Nord again really quickly starts his pitch, but it is going to be outside, and Mason Charles will walk to first. Now Bryce Erickson to the plate. So far 0 for 3 today. Struck out once and flew out twice. And he'll look to put something in play. The lefty. Nord, throw over to first. Charles is back in time, but if the throw over to first is any bit lower, he might have been out. So here's the delivery. And, oh, that's going to get Erickson in the foot. And Erickson really had no way to get out of the way. And he will take a free bag due to the hit by pitch. So runners on first and second, and here comes Isaiah Haas. 0 for 2 today with a walk. And you can bet he's just itching to put something into play here. First pitch to him is a strike at the letters. 0-1 count. Nobody down. Runners at first and second. And Isaiah Haas absolutely tattoos this one. That is gone! Isaiah Haas, a 3-run home run in the bottom of the fifth. And you could tell he was waiting on that one. Isaiah Haas absolutely destroys that ball. That one won't have any laces left. 3-run homer for Isaiah Haas, and that makes it an 8-0 lead here for Pine City. He's been waiting on that one all game long and absolutely drilled it out to left center. That was a no-doubter. Wow, that almost reached the fence over there on the football practice field. That was a big one. Now Nick Plajic works to the plate. 0 for 1 today. He's reached on 2 walks, though. So after that 3-run homer, got to think that the Dragons now have a ton of momentum, if not all of it. This pitch will go and into the dirt. That one's high to Plajic. So Nick Plajic at the plate, and Nord, he will be a 4-pitch walk to Plajic, but Nord has come in a tough situation, and it's not an easy spot. He has got some heat in his pitches, and he's got a nice quick delivery. I think that may throw some batters off, but just got to get these over the plate a few more times. I mean, you have 1 or 2 of these pitches that we call balls that might, are on the edge there, and it's a totally different game. But Isaiah Haas, he has been waiting for that pitch all game. Absolutely drilled it. And the Dragons lead 8-0 now in the bottom of inning number 5 after that 3-run homer. Now at the plate is Riley Cummings for the Wolves. Runner on first, Nick Plajek. Nord will get set. Here's the pitch. Low, and that one gets away from the catcher. The throw down to second. Not in time. Plajek moves down to second. And again, if they get 2 more runs, this thing's over. Being a little bit aggressive here are the Dragons. Nobody out. The runner on in scoring position now is Plajek. Oh, and Cummings hacking at that one. Missing. 1-1 now for Cummings. Oh, and did he go? No, he did not. That was close, but I think he did hold back. He had to get his body into it a little bit, but I think he held back on that one. 2-1 now for Cummings. Here's the delivery outside. Full count? Yeah, it is a full count. So it was 2-2. Now it's 3-2. And that's outside for ball 4. Doesn't matter. Now Elliot Blatt's coming to the plate. He's walked 3 times, and this will be his 4th plate appearance in as many innings. We'll get a mound visit, and I gotta expect this would be the next pitching change, unfortunately, for Milaca. As there's nobody out and 2 runners on for Pine City. Again, the game-winning run is on first. Jack Nord's stay on the mound looks to be over. And looks like they will call on, don't know if that's the first or third baseman here. Well, we'll wait and see. Either way, we do appear to be having a pitching change in the bottom of the 5th. 1 1/3 innings of work here for Jack Nord as he came in the 3rd. Got the final out. He'll get 2 strikeouts in his innings of work, but also some walks in there. Looks like he got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 walks. And walks have kind of been the story of this game for both teams. It appears to be number 15 will be the next pitcher for Milaca. That's Mason Hartung. Looks like he'll be the next pitcher. So again, Milaca trying to avoid the runner at first from scoring because he's the game-winning run for Pine City. Again, that 10-run rule comes in effect now in this inning. It's the bottom of the 5th, and if Pine City gets these next 2 runs to cross, they win, and they will move on to the 4:30 game. Milaca trying to save their season. It is on the line. If you lose in this first round, your season, unfortunately, is over. So they're trying to save it. And Brace Orthodontics scoreboard shows the Dragons leading 8-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Brace Orthodontics custom braces or Invisalign with 3 locations in Pine City, Lynchburg, and Cambridge. You also got Dr. Severs over there who's committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. You can start today at embracemn.com. So we will, no matter what, we'll be calling the game at 4:30, whether it's Milaca or Pine City playing in that one. Blatz is just behind that one. He fouls it back, out of play. We will be staying here at Pine City High School to call that 4:30 game. So again, it's Hartung on the mound. That ball to Blatz is going to be low for ball 1, but Nick Plajek tries to take 3rd, and that was going to be a stretch anyways to try and make it, but he is out number 1. But Riley Cummings does move to 2nd. So unfortunately, the leadoff batter is out. Well, not leadoff, but the lead runner. And this one's a bouncer to the shortstop. Picked up for out number 2. So Aiden Palmer now to the plate. He is the game-winning run. 2 down. Runner on second. Another power hitter here, and we'll see if he can't bring the runner at third home. It's Cummings, who made his way to third on the Blotz ground out. Palmer watches that one high for ball 1. Now a half-hearted swing is going to roll this one easily, and the pitcher will tag him for out number 3. That was an interesting one. But it is out number 3, so the Dragons do not get the game-winning run to cross, but they do get that 3-run homer from Isaiah Haas. And that one, it was a no-doubt 3-run home run from Isaiah Haas, and you can bet that was a little bit of frustration being taken out on that ball there. We'll go to the top of the 6th inning here in Pine City. Dragons lead 8-0 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, helping you find a smile you'll embrace forever. Find out more at EmbraceMN.com. We'll take a quick word from our fine sponsors. You're listening to Baseball on WCMP and KBEK.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings, with expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas. When you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
It's finally mowing season, but you'd rather be doing something else. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to help you get the job done quicker, any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk-behind mowers. How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Yard work doesn't have to take all day. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment, Highway 65 in Isanti, or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
At Stearns Bank, we're proud to get together to cheer on Dragon Athletics, and we believe that we can always go further when we work together. Whether you're earning your next big win on the field, on the court, or in the arena of life, surround yourself with a team focused on integrity, accountability, and hard work. Put our top-performing team to work for you. Visit our local Pine City branch on Hillside Avenue, call us at 320-629-6713, or explore more online at stearnsbank.com. Go Dragons! Stearns Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Back here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMP, and 95.5 FM, KBEK. We're getting a new pitcher here for the Pine City Dragons. It'll be Mason Charles. He will come out and probably finish this one out for the Dragons, I'm guessing. We're a bet man, which I'm not. But Nick Plojic did 3 2/3 innings of work. He struck out 4 and only walked 1. So Mason Hartung, the new pitcher for the Wolves, comes to the plate. Hartung today 0 for 2. The Dragons try to close this one out. They lead 8-0. Again, 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th would end it. Charles with the first pitch is high, above the letters for ball 1. Charles gets set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's in there for strike 1. 1-0, 1-1 count rather for Hartung now. A little bit of sidearm. That one is going to be high. Even the count at 2-2. 2-2 count now for Hartung. Charles with the windup and the pitch. That's just high. Run the count full. Mason Hartung at the plate trying to get something going for the Wolves. And this one, a bouncer to Haas. The throw. In time. Route 1. A stretch there from Aiden Palmer to grab out number 1. So 1 down for the Wolves, and that brings to play 0-0. Zach Wallace. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout, and then he flew out back in the 4th. Pitch is in there for strike 1 to Wallace. Oh, 1 count. Here's the windup and the pitch from Charles. Swung on and missed. It's going to bypass the glove of Agard. But they'll run and grab it here. It's an 0-2 count now for Zach Wallace. Oh, 2 count. Charles with the windup and the pitch. That one is swung on, popped up towards the third baseline. Haas will call it off. He'll grab it in time for out number 2. So Jack Nord now will come to the plate for Milaca and trying to get something going for the Milaca Wolves to avoid going 1-2-3. Trying to get someone on base to start something. And they're down 8-0, but we've seen some big innings from teams before. They still got that 7th inning to work with, too. That pitch to Nord is in there for strike 1 from Mason Charles. Oh, 1 pitch in there for strike 2. So Nord down 0-2, and he'll have to be a little bit aggressive here trying to protect on 0-2. Dragons have a lot of momentum here. Gotta imagine that bottom of the 3rd, or 6th rather, might prove to be it if they can get 2 runs across, as Nord will foul that one back out of play. Nord will get set, 0-2. Charles will also get set. Readies. And here's the delivery. Swing and a miss. It's going to be dropped, but the tag is on for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down go the Milaca Wolves, and the Dragons will try to end it here in this bottom of the 6th. So the Wolves are unable to get anybody to reach. We'll move to the bottom of the 6th inning on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics helping you find a smile you'll embrace forever. Your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom braces or Invisalign. Find out more at embracemn.com. We've got a game after this one. It will be Pequot Lakes and International Falls battling. And then after that, at 4:30, the winner of this game will battle the winner of our next game of Pequot Lakes and I Falls. Right now, it looks like Pine City would be moving on, but again, Milaca still has that top of the 7th to try and do some work. But if the Dragons can get 2 across here in this inning, they will take the victory, getting that 10-run rule. Mason Hartung will still be on the mound for the Milaca Wolves. Dragons lead 8-0, bottom 6. It's been a weird season. It started late, obviously. Snow went into April, May, it felt like. And then all of a sudden we started, basically, I know Dragons got a couple of games in. They went down to southwestern Minnesota to play, I forgot what college, but played at one of the colleges. Well, they got a couple of games in, but it's been a jam-packed May of baseball, and it continues on here today with playoffs in Section 7 AA. We've also got playoffs in Section 5 Single A, 6 AA, 7 3A, and 7 4A. So a lot of baseball action happening today, as well as more softball playoff action. That's a couple of our teams close to a championship game. So it's jam-packed here these next couple of days, especially this week alone. As leading off for the Dragons is Ethan Agard. First pitch is ball, then he fouls off the next one. And that one's going to go by for a ball as well, and he'll have to duck under this one, as that one is high for ball 3. And now a 3-1 count to Ethan Agard. That one will be ball 4. So bottom of the 6th inning is a leadoff walk for Ethan Agard. Runner on first, and Luke Wilson comes to the plate. 0-1 as he struck out looking in his last at-bat. He'll look to put something in play. Again, he is the winning run as that ball is high for ball 1 from Mason Hartung. Luke Wilson puts a swing on it. The throw to second in time, and the throw to first not in time. So a fielder's choice there as Wilson will reach. As Ethan Agard is out at second. Fielder's choice as Mason Charles returns to the plate. And he puts a swing on the first pitch, his 5th plate appearance, and nobody can decide who's going to grab it. And it is going to be down for a base hit as Luke Wilson will dive into first, or second. Good Lord, I'm just as confused as they were in the outfield. My goodness. So Luke Wilson dives into second safely. He had to stay in between bases because it looked like that one was going to be an out, but Charles will reach. Could have been a play, so we'll call it an error. And now Bryce Erickson to the plate with one down. Runner on first and second. And again, Haas on deck. That's the last guy you want if the bases were to be loaded. Oh, 1 count now to Bryce Erickson. He gets this one just past the pitcher's glove, and that is going to get into the outfield, and the runners will not score, but now the bases are loaded for Isaiah Haas, who just hit a 3-run home run in last inning. This will get interesting. Obviously, you don't want to walk him for an intentional walk because then you one run away from the game ending. But you also don't want to give him anything that he can even swing at because, well, he just went yard last inning. So we'll see what happens here. Bases loaded. Isaiah Haas at the plate. Game-winning run on second. Here's the pitch from Hartung. Low. You also don't want to walk home a run again because then it's 1 run for Pine City and it's over. So Milaca we talk about jams. This is a jam and a half. Oh, Isaiah Haas, big swing and miss. You hear a collective oh from the crowd. They thought that one was going to be tattooed again. He's swinging for the fences here. 1-1. He gets a swing on this one. That's a double play ball. If I ever saw one. The throw on to second in time. And that'll be it. The runner from second will score. And that will be it. So the fielder's choice will get home 2 runs. And the Dragons will be moving on. So the Dragons get the victory here in this game. 10-0 in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. But Isaiah Haas will get credit for a couple of RBIs because those runs do score. So the Pine City Dragons get the victory here in this game over the Milaca Wolves. 10-0. They'll be headed on to the 4:30 game here at Pine City, and they'll face the winner of International Falls and Pequot Lakes. So the Dragons are victorious here, and we'll be moving on. They'll have to wait a couple hours, though. They'll have to wait about 3.5 hours before they can play again, because that next game they'll play in is at 4:30. So the Dragons do get the 10-run rule to come into effect here in the bottom of the 6th. That was thanks to a fielder's choice and Isaiah Haas scoring a couple of runs on an RBI fielder's choice. So 2-run there coming in off of Isaiah Haas. So Isaiah Haas will get those runs across, and that will be it. 10-0 the victory here for Pine City over the Milaca Wolves. And looking at the pitchers, Mason Charles went 1 inning of work. He did 1 inning, but it was a solid inning of work as he struck out 1 and got the other 2 to ground out and fly out. So 1 strikeout, no walks there for him. For Mason Charles, but Isaiah Haas did get the start. He walked 5, only got 3 strikeouts, and he did only 1 1/3 innings of work. Then Nick Plagic came in, did 3 2/3 innings of work with 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, and then Charles finished it off with the 1 inning and 1 strikeout. For the Milaca Wolves, they had a couple of guys do it. It was Porter Meyer, who did 2 2/3 innings of work, 5 strikeouts, and 10 walks. Then Jack Nord came in, did 1 1/3 innings of work, 2 strikeouts, and 8 walks. Then Mason Hartung came in, of course, in that 5th inning, and gave up that absolute moonshot of a home run from Isaiah Haas. And he did give up the home run, and he walked 4 batters. So 4 walks there for Mason Hartung, no strikeouts for Mason Hartung. So it was a tough day here for Milaca. It looked good early on because they got in the first inning, they had 3 batters on. They walked the first, got an infield single, then walked the next. So bases were loaded, but then Isaiah Haas came back and struck out the next 3, and then they were able to get him out of the game there in the 2nd inning. But then Nick Plagic did a good job to come in, and really the next 2 innings they couldn't get anything. Then they did get a base runner with a walk and an infield single again, but that would be it for the Milaca Wolves, as they couldn't do anything in the 6th. And the Dragons probably do their best damage there in the 5th with the 3-run jack from Isaiah Haas. And up to that point, he was 0 for 2, and you could tell that he took out some frustration on that ball, on that home run, and he was waiting for it. So the Dragons get the victory here, 10-0 over the Milaca Wolves. That's a tough way to end the season if you're the Milaca Wolves. It's not ideal, of course. I mean, you never want to lose, that's for sure. So the seniors who got out of school early last week, I'm pretty sure that a lot of the area seniors graduated. Sadly, their season comes to an end, so they will get ready for their next part of life, whether it's college, whether it's the working field, no matter what it is. We wish the Milaca Wolves seniors the best of luck in their next endeavors in their lives. Again, whether it be college, the working field, or whatever it may be, we wish them nothing but the best of luck in whatever they do next in their careers and in their lives. So the Dragons do get the victory here, 10-0. And our next game will be at 4:30 on 106.5 FM, AM 1350. That will be our next game at 4:30 or around that time, whenever they decide to get going with that 3rd game here in Pine City. The next game we'll see International Falls battling against Pequot Lakes in this Section 7 AA matchup. Pequot Lakes got the 5th seed, International Falls the 12th seed. As we take a look at the section, Pequot Lakes finished with a 12-8 record, 7-2 in the section, and International Falls was 6-10, 1-4 in the section. So again, wrapping it up here, the Dragons get the victory 10-0. They will face the winner of Pequot Lakes and International Falls in that 4:30 game, and we'll be covering that on 106.5 FM AM 1350, so stay tuned for that. On that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, Embrace Orthodontics, your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team over at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom braces or Invisalign. Also, they'll do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. And if you don't have insurance, you can ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget at EmbraceMN.com. I want to thank all of you for tuning in here today, this morning / afternoon. Come back at around 4:30. I'd say 4 o'clock just to be safe. as we will see the Dragons take on the winner of I Falls and Pequot Lakes on 106.5 FM AM 1350 WCMP. So stay tuned for that game. Of course, Milaca, their season comes to an end. Again, wish them nothing but the best of luck in whatever they do, those seniors do, coming up next. For WCMP, I am Ethan Game Day Gilman and KBEK. Be sure to check out our websites and our morning shows for updates on your local sports as well as regional sports as well. But for KBEK and WCMP, Ethan Game Day Gilman, check back in at around that 4 o'clock hours. We'll have another game here on 106.5 FM AM 1350 as the playoffs continue here in Pine City. Next game up here at the field will be International Falls and Pequot Lake. So again, for WCMP and KBEK, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest of your afternoon.